The ultimate weapon, as it was called during its early conception nearing the end of the Clone Wars, would soon be known as the Death Star. Its original design would lead to even more inceptions, including that of the second Death Star. But what made its second iteration so different from the first? And how did the Empire manage to build two in such a short amount of time? To find out, we must go clear back to the Clone Wars, where Emperor Palpatine himself led the operation with the help of Darth Tyrannus. Known as a desert planet, Geonosis would play a pivotal role in both the Death Star's design and construction as the Clone Wars continued onward, eventually coming to an end, leading to the birth of the Galactic Empire. The Geonosians, a species of insectoids originally intended for the Death Star's design to be used against their own enemy, the Republic. However, during the battle between the CIS droid army and the Republic, Geonosian leader Poggle the Lesser would hand over the Death Star plans to his ally, Count Dooku, without realizing his true motives to use the weapon with the guidance of Emperor Palpatine. When the Clone Wars finally ended and Emperor Palpatine had dispatched of the Separatist leaders, the Galactic Empire would take control over the project, with Palpatine giving Admiral Tarkin leadership over his prized possession. This is when Palpatine instituted strict security over Geonosis, only allowing the most decorated Imperial scientists, engineers, and workers access to the project. Some were slaves, however, including Wookiees, who would labor over the project in massive construction modules and manufacturing facilities. Many Imperial officers did not even know the project existed. It's this level of secrecy that would give the Empire the edge, allowing them to actually complete the project, resulting in the death of many on Alderaan, its first test subject. But this first test would be a long ways away, as completion of the project would be set back many times due to its massive scale and need for one of the largest security forces deployed. As the Empire continually struggled with high-profile scientists leaving the project, it would enlist the Commission for the Preservation of the New Order to compile a most wanted list of these individuals in order to find them and keep them secretly under control. Bases located far away from Geonosis, such as Desolation Station, Sentinel Base, and Rampart Station, would be used to ship vital materials to Geonosis and would act as a decoy to prevent easy detection of the Death Star's construction. Desolation Station also served as a major research facility as scientists discussed new technologies and tested various functions of the Death Star, including its hypermatter reactors, turbo lasers, and even kyber crystal placement for the best possible outcome when firing the weapon. Despite their loyalty to the Empire, and after promising to never tell the enemy about the construction process, enemy forces of the Empire would end up attacking Sentinel Base and Desolation Station, but they would be unsuccessful in their attempts due to the heavy security around the bases. Before the Death Star's final completion, it would be moved from Geonosis to the planet Scarif, this time under the guidance of Director Orson Krennic. As director over the Advanced Weapon Research Division of the Imperial Project, Director Krennic had a major responsibility to ensure the security of this high-profile project. With this in mind, Krennic would enlist Death Troopers who, with their unique black armor, were considered elite stormtroopers and, in Krennic's eyes, a good match for the Rebel Alliance who threatened the project's success. With its focus lens finally installed and the project deemed completed, its sheer size was a sight to behold. The Death Star's diameter was comparable to the size of a moon, and many had mistaken it for just that. Because of this, it had its own gravitational pull which meant that pilots had to take off in a similar fashion as taking off from a planet's surface. Millions of workers, all loyal to the Empire, were eventually stationed on the Death Star, and to complement this military personnel, within its many hangars were countless TIE fighters, Imperial shuttles, AT-ATs, AT-STs, dropships, and more, including various recon and assault droids. In terms of defensive emplacements, its largest weapon was its massive super laser, which when fired required 24 hours to charge. The Death Star also had over 15,000 turbo lasers on its surface, making it seem almost indestructible, but its downfall would be a single exhaust port that Luke Skywalker would take advantage of, resulting in the death of many Imperial military personnel and the ultimate destruction of the Death Star. The Empire was not about to go down without a fight, however, and after the Battle of Yavin, immediately began construction on the second Death Star. This time, however, the Empire was able to learn from the various setbacks from the first Death Star project, resulting in a much faster build time. Moff Jar Jar would lead the construction of the second Death Star project as the director of Imperial Energy Systems. The project would be situated over the forest moon of Endor, as the engineers working on it would ensure it would not contain the same flaw that led to the destruction of the first Death Star, the thermal exhaust ports. The new design would also make way for a much larger battle station, enabling it to hold more crew, weaponry, spacecraft, and vehicles. This would result in increased defenses over the station's surface as well as interior structures, further preventing a reoccurrence of what had happened to the original Death Star. But it wasn't its larger size and defensive networks that were most impressive. It was its new super laser. Instead of having a 24-hour recharge time like the original Death Star, the new super laser could recharge in just 3 minutes, making it the most dangerous weapon in the entire galaxy. But its new weapon system would never see the light of day, as Rebel forces would take down the shield generator, making it vulnerable to attack. Lando Calrissian would take advantage of this moment, piloting the Millennium Falcon and firing on the Death Star's core, resulting in its destruction. If the Imperials would have managed to fight off the Rebel Alliance during the Battle of Endor, or completed its second Death Star project even sooner, the Death Star 2 would have rained terror on the galaxy as the most dangerous and lethal weapon. With its faster recharge time, superior defensive systems, and ability to deploy troops rapidly to any nearby planet, the Death Star 2 would have easily swayed the balance of power into the Imperials' favor. And even with both Death Stars destroyed, super weapons still remained a threat even during the rise of the New Order, who ended up constructing Star Killer Base. With Sith behind this ultimate weapon of destruction, one has to wonder what other super weapon designs they have planned. Perhaps there is a super weapon so powerful, unlike any Death Star, waiting in the shadows to reveal itself. Only time will tell if this day comes, and the question remains if the Resistance will be ready for such a conflict. Thanks for watching the Star Wars headquarters, and we've hidden an Easter egg in this video. Use the Force and try to find General Grievous, who is hidden in this video somewhere, and if you find him, leave a comment below and let us know where you find him. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below with your video ideas, because who knows, your next big video idea could be featured in the next video, and we'll give you a shout out as well. And we'll be doing more coverage of Rogue One, Star Wars Episode 8, the new Han Solo film, Star Wars Battlefront, and much more Star Wars goodness, including Star Wars Rebels Season 3. Thanks guys for watching as always. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And may the Force be with you always.